Well, thank you, Rabbi Prosnit, for that overly kind introduction. We as a congregation are incredibly fortunate to have you and the entire clergy team of which you lead, so thank you all so much. Good morning, Shana Tova. This actually may come as a surprise to many of you, but I actually look forward to Yom Kippur. Certainly not because I have to make this speech, not because I like to fast, not because I get to see and interact with so many of you, but because I have one less job to do today at the temple. No bartending. For those who care, the bar reopens tomorrow at 5 p.m. And we're offering a special Yom Kippur deal, 1 for 2, or 2 for 1, I should say. You know, I've always said that there's a strong correlation between being a bartender and a temple president. In both jobs, people unload their problems and complaints on you. But the truth is, I really haven't heard much complaining. Well, that's not exactly true. After we switched bakeries last year, a couple of congregants did tell me they didn't like the consistency of the chocolate chip cookies that we were serving. The positive energy currently permeating these walls is truly palpable. For those of you who attended our annual congregational meeting this past June, you heard me speak about what an exceptional year we had here at Temple Emanu-El. I listed a series of empirical data points, impressive membership growth, incredible enrollment numbers in our ELC and YLE programs, and high attendance at Shabbat services, holiday services, and other events, all metrics of the remarkable strength of this congregation. I'm not going to repeat myself this morning. If you missed the annual meeting, you can read my remarks in the most recent edition of our temple tablet. By now, most of you, I hope, are aware that we are in the midst of celebrating our 75th anniversary. Our year-long celebration kicked off in February with every family receiving in the mail a beautifully designed Shabbat box. There have also been special dinners and events, including a dinner honoring those who have been members for 36 or more years, a Purim party, Mitzvah Day, the Challah Prince, a summer Shabbat barbecue, and many other programs. Still to come, among other events, is a Sukkot Under the Stars farm-to-table dinner and a Hanukkah comedy show with cocktails and hors d'oeuvres featuring the well-known comedian Judy Gold, who actually grew up here in Clark, New Jersey. What a wonderful year of celebration it has been, honoring this milestone anniversary and our illustrious and storied past. 75 years of Jewish worship, education, Israel engagement, and social justice. 75 years together as a community, praying, laughing, crying, celebrating, mourning, advocating, listening, and leading. I hope you will join us for the remainder of these celebratory events. Much has remained the same here over 75 years. After all, Judaism is thousands of years old. We still read from the Torah, recite the Shema, listen to sermons, listen to president's speeches, observe and celebrate Shabbat, and gather, as we are today, to pray together on the High Holy Days. But in other ways, things have changed. Changed to ensure Judaism and our temple remains relevant and vibrant for the next 75 years and beyond. So it was with this thought in mind that I read with great interest an article in the New York Times last month about an updated form of America's favorite pastime, baseball. This updated version of baseball is called banana ball. The article profiled one of the teams, the Savannah Bananas, who are part of this new league and actually played at Yankee Stadium last month to sold-out crowds. Now, let me just stop here and say that it is generally agreed among rabbis that baseball is God's favorite sport. After all, the first words in Genesis are, "in the big inning." I'll let you digest that for a second. Rabbi Solomon Schechter, the architect of the conservative movement and whose day schools bear his name, once told a group of graduating rabbis from the seminary, "Gentlemen, in order to be a success in the American rabbinate, you must be able to talk baseball." I'm happy to say that Rabbi Prousnet can talk baseball. Unfortunately, he just consistently roots for the losing team. A venerable religion, Judaism, a venerable sport, baseball, the oldest professional sport in the United States. How fitting, then, that there are so many similarities between the two. Lots of rules, both oral and written, a great deal of nuance, a considerable amount of ritual and routine, and plenty of minutia and tradition. But back to banana ball. For those here today who don't know, the Savannah Bananas, along with a handful of other teams, play a fast-paced, zany style of baseball that has taken the sport by storm. The game prioritizes fun and the fan experience. But make no mistake, it still is a competitive brand of baseball. Players make higher salaries than in the minor leagues. And this revised form of baseball now has more TikTok followers than the combined total of last year's 12 Major League Baseball's playoff teams. And while MLB over the past couple of years has made some adjustments to the traditional baseball game to make it move faster, banana ball takes it to another level. This wacky brand of baseball offers lessons for the MLB on deepening engagement. It is livelier, more fun, and designed to create a faster pace, more exciting and fan-friendly experience. In banana ball, the gates open 2.5 hours before the first pitch to encourage fans to arrive early, watch batting practice, and make the pregame more of an event. Players mingle with the fans in the stands, and they happily sign autographs. Fees and taxes for tickets and merchandise are absorbed by the teams, so ticket prices are kept lower. The game is limited to 2 hours, and the rules are creative. Instead of walks, how boring, you have sprints. And if a fan catches a foul ball, it is an out. Fan experience, fan engagement. Congregant experience, congregant engagement. I think you probably know where I'm going with this. We have always and will always do the basics of synagogue life here at Temple Emanu-El: teaching, preaching, praying, and pastoring. But one of our main goals is also to be that of a convener, bringing people together for meaningful experiences and conversation. We are committed to fostering community and engagement. Banana ball may have the pregame, we have the pre-neg. A wonderful opportunity to mingle, socialize, and connect with clergy, congregants, and friends prior to Shabbat services. It has been said that Judaism provides what sociologists call the 3 B's: belief, belonging, and behaviors. It offers beliefs that supply answers to the tough questions of life. It gives people a place they feel they belong and a community where they are known. And it tells people how to behave, or at least what tenets should guide their actions. I would posit that at Temple Emanu-El, we provide 6 B's: belief, belonging, behaviors, and for those who show up for our Shabbat pre-negs, beverages and a big buffet. Banana ball is creative with the rules. We are creative with the worship experience, more joyful, uplifting, participatory, and time-aware. Thank you, clergy. And we're innovative with our events, programs, and speakers. Banana ball puts an emphasis on connections to its fans. We are putting an emphasis on connection among our congregants. We are focusing on building smaller groups within our congregation to do this, such as Hamashim, Momentum, a group of women who will travel to Israel at the end of this month, and the formation of 2 new social groups, one called Social Nest, designed for adults whose kids are at an age where they are becoming more independent, and another for young couples who are just starting out. Additionally, we are in the process of creating new circles of small groups based on shared interests. All of this engagement, creativity, and innovation is why Temple Emanu-El is flourishing. 1,065 family units, 646 kids in our religious school, and a preschool with a waiting list. But all of this costs money. If you can tolerate one more banana ball reference, we too are trying to keep membership dues, as low as possible. In fact, this will be the sixth year in a row that the Board of Trustees has not raised basic membership dues. While the dues we all pay are essential to keeping our temple thriving, dues alone are not sufficient to cover our operational expenses. We are therefore relying more and more on the philanthropic support of our congregants above and beyond membership dues. So I ask all of you, if you have not already made your commitment, to please consider being as generous as possible when contacted, either by phone, email, text, or letter, about giving to the annual appeal. It is only with our collective generosity that our community will continue to thrive and flourish. So we are hoping to achieve 100% participation from every member of our temple. Please join me and the rest of the Board of Trustees who have already 100% pledged, as well as our clergy and staff, in proudly making a generous donation to the annual appeal so that we can maintain the vibrant, dynamic, and remarkable temple we have built and sustained together. Finally, while we are still in the midst of our 75th anniversary year, celebrating our temple's journey and important place in the greater Westfield community for 3/4 of a century, we are also hard at work planning for the congregation we envision for the next 75 years and beyond. For those who remember, during my remarks at last Yom Kippur, I mentioned that we were in the very early stages of figuring out how best to update and expand our space as we move forward. I am pleased and excited to announce today that we are embarking on a visionary project to address our growing YLE and ELC space needs and to transform our dated building into one that is more open, modern, flexible, secure, accessible, warm, uplifting, and bright. A space that will enhance and support our joyful, innovative, welcoming, and participatory worship experience with a top-notch sound system, too. For the past 1.5 years, construction and capital campaign committees comprised of both subject matter experts and a cross-section of our congregation have been diligently working on making this dream come closer to a reality. Much more on this in the months to follow when we roll all of this out in a more formal and comprehensive way. How's that for bearing the lead? On behalf of the Board of Trustees, thank you for joining our services today. Thank you for being valued members of this congregation. Thank you for your support and generosity. And may you each have an easy and meaningful fast. Shana Tova. Shana Tova.